Hi, James here, and in this video we're going to look at this lick which you heard me play in the introduction to this lesson. Now this lick is one of the many ideas taken from my rock lick method for guitar book. This is a step-by-step method to help you really level up your rock and metal soloing skills, and it comes with over 75 minutes of bonus video lessons plus nearly an hour of backing tracks. Now, I won't go on about it too much here because we've got a lesson to get into, but underneath this video in the description you'll find some links to all the places where you can grab the book. So you can click one of those, check it out, read some reviews from readers and all this kind of thing. So check those out if you're interested. Chapter 3 in the book is all about building a sort of vocabulary of essential, useful and versatile blues rock bass licks. And today's lick is taken from that chapter. It's in the key of G minor and it's using an octave shift technique. So I'm going to take you through all of this in a minute, but before we dive in, let's have a quick look at the scale patterns which we're using in this lick. I'm sure you know this scale pattern already, but we're playing shape 1 G minor pentatonic down at the 3rd fret. So the first half of the lick is using this pattern. Sure you know that, but if you don't, pause the video and use the on-screen tab to learn it. Now midway through the lick we're going to shift that up an octave, and we do this by moving it up 12 frets. So from the 3rd fret up 12 frets takes us to the 15th fret, and the pattern remains the same. So as you're going to see in this lick, it's kind of a cool idea. You can begin one octave and then move up 12 frets and play the same kind of idea, but you're an octave higher. And this is why I wanted to show you this lick, was just to get you sort of used to that concept so you can experiment with it. One other thing, when we're playing the lick later on, we're also going to play this note. This is the G blues scale note, and it's the 18th fret on the G string. There it is there. Let's check out the first part of the lick. So I'm starting by picking the 5th fret on the G string and I'm pulling that down to the 3rd fret on the G string. I'm hitting that with a down pick. Now I'm going to go to the 5th fret on the D and I'm going to pull off 5 down to 3 on that string. Hitting that with an up pick, so I'm going down, up. Then we're going to do that exact same thing again. Now we're going to do a 1 fret bend. I'm going to grab the 5th fret on the G with my 3rd finger. I'm going to back it up and get a good solid bending position. I like to have my thumb over the top too. I'm going to bend that up 1 fret. Let it down again. Up again and let it down. Sometimes I put a pinch harmonic on there too. Then pull off to your 1st finger at the 3rd fret, and then pull off 5 to 3 on the D string again. So that's bar 1 of the lick. Here's how it goes. The second half of the lick, we're shifting that scale pattern right up here. Now this is the trickiest part about this lick, I think, is this quick position shift. Could take you a bit of practice to get that, but just persevere. So I'll deal with how to learn the shift in a minute. I'll give you a couple of tips to help you, but let's look at the second half of the lick now. It goes like this. So I'm sliding up to 17 on the G string. Now I'm going to use my 2nd finger for this, okay? You might want to use your 3rd, but I think when your frets are really close like this spacing is a little bit easier. So 2nd finger on 17 on the G string, then play 15 on the B string and the top E string, and back to 15 on the B. Now you could pick that down, up, or you could kind of go down, 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 up. I would probably do the 2nd one these days. But use whatever's right for you. Then we're going to grab 18 on the B string. We're going to bend it up 2 frets. Play 15 on the top E string. And then 18 down to 15 on the B. Just a very common kind of blues rock type idea. Now we're going to add in the blue note now. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull off 18, 17, 15 on the G string. I'm using my third finger, my second finger and my first for this. So pick it once and pull off 18, 17, 15. Now we're going to play 18 on the G again, 17 on the D using my second finger, and first finger on the G at 15. Add a little bit of vibrato there, just give it a bit more flavour. So let me join both parts of those licks together very slowly for you. Here's bar 1. Bar 2. Now the hardest thing about this lick, I think, is a position shift. And believe me, when I play this lick, I often miss it too. It's really easy to overshoot. And I think there's a couple of things which can help you with this position shift if you're finding it difficult. I mean, the first thing is obviously practice it over and over, slow it down to help you learn the feel of what it's like to slide up to that fret. But there's a couple of things which can help you even more. And I think the fingering you use can make a big difference here. So if we look at the end of the first bar, we've ended with our first finger. Now, I like to use my second finger for 17 because I think it's easier to get from here to there than it is to get from here to there. I don't really know why, but the point I'm making is when you start the second part of the lick and you slide into it, I think it's easier if you do use your second finger, even if it feels a little bit odd to start with. So that's your first tip. Follow the fingering that I showed you there. You got second finger there. You see I nearly didn't make it there myself. Second finger. Now the other thing is to look where you're sliding to. If you're looking down here and you just slide up there, you don't really know where you're going to. But if you look a little bit ahead, like now I'm looking at 17, it helps me kind of target that fret because I'm looking at where I want to go to. So just looking a little bit ahead there can really help you get this position shift. It is awkward, especially at speed. It's not easy to get it right, but it's a great exercise, which is why I wanted to show you this lick. Looking ahead. If you've watched many of these other lessons, then you know I always like to give you a bonus tip. And the idea of this is to take you beyond just learning this lick and help you really learn how to work it into your playing. So this sort of basic idea behind this lick is really this octave shift. So we've got this idea that I talked about of moving the scale pattern up 12 frets, and the fingering pattern and everything stays exactly the same. You can even play the exact same licks and make them work. I mean, I could have done this. Actually sounds really cool. All I'm doing is taking the idea and moving up an octave. And this is the concept I want you to experiment with. Practice switching between the different octaves. So for example, you might put on a backing track in the key of G if you're using it down here, and play one lick down here and one lick up there. And you'll begin to find this as kind of a useful technique which will start to work into your playing. This idea of shifting up an octave, it just gives you playing a little bit more depth, a little bit of a different sound. So you might just practice this free form like this kind of thing. I'm just improvising down here, moving it up there, back down, and this is going to help me learn to integrate this kind of octave shift approach into my playing. And as I say, it's just another different sound, another little interesting thing that you can work into your playing. Your lick challenge is to take this octave shift idea and use it to come up with a couple of ideas of your own. See if you can create 2 or 3 licks which use this idea of shifting between different octaves. Now remember, as well as starting down here and going up there, you can start up high and go down low. Try and keep your ideas quite simple. You may even play the exact same thing in each octave, but just experiment with the general idea. And what you'll find after a while, you'll find some ideas which you probably think really suck, but you'll also find some good things. You'll start to find a bit of useful material, and that will become part of your playing, will help you to use this technique in your playing. So 2 or 3 licks using this octave shift technique. Remember, it can be a good idea to write them down in a notebook or on some piece of blank tab paper or something, so that you don't forget them and you can come back to them and practice them and work them into your playing. So I hope you found today's lesson useful. Remember to go back over it, slow it down, use the on-screen tab and everything to help you get really comfortable with this idea. And if you enjoy my lessons and my way of teaching, then do check out my rock lick method for guitar book. This lick's in there, plus loads of others and tons of concepts, soling concepts, major pentatonic, Dorian mode, natural minor scale. There's a lot of stuff in here, and it comes with over 75 minutes of bonus video content plus backing tracks as well. So there's a lot in there to keep you busy and really help you level up your guitar skills. So you'll find links to that in the description below this video. You can click those, learn more about the book, read reviews and all that kind of good stuff. But that's all from me today, so I just want to say thanks a lot for spending a bit of time with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and look out for more lessons like this coming very soon. So take care till then, and I'll see you again next time in another one of my videos.